By the way, this played out last night. Chris Harrison, the host of The Bachelor, man of his word, said that he was going to drop Passion Bucket, and he's talking to a former couple on The Bachelor, and this is what Chris had to say.
If you play the odds, this has happened once before. 100% success rate for this happening on the show.
What's the other odds?
Right, exactly. So it looks good, and it's good to see that your passion bucket is still full. Yeah. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Jason and Molly, everybody.
Yay! Now, our audience loved it. I think the female audience was like, Passion Bucket? Ooh. Like, what's that? Chris Harrison joins us now. Chris, what was the reaction to Passion Bucket?
One, I'll probably never get a date now again because no normal man says the word passion bucket. So thank you for that. Second of all, I don't know if you guys realize how many fans you have. I think Dan Nation and Bachelor Nation are very much in a line because as I was walking off the set last night, I had at least 10 people come up to me and mention the fact that I dropped Passion Bucket on the show. So apparently, Bachelor Nation and Dan Nation are very close.
I told you that, if you were all in on Passion Bucket, my audience was right there with you. And
they were, and I received a lot of love online.
Great.
Some odd looks, but a lot of love online.
Well, I don't think
I like the fact that a lot of people were in on this joke.
The women didn't know what it was. That reaction. Those who aren't watching or listening to our show, I think you got roughed up a little bit there with your Passion Bucket. So I apologize.
And I like the look on Jason and Molly's face, who are friends of mine, when I said it. There was this real half-second glimpse of, what?
Huh?
Okay, we're just going to go with it.
All right, recap last night.
Wow. I mean, where do you start? There was a lot of stuff shoved into that show. The Ari situation with Becca was interesting. She obviously was kind of over the whole thing, but I think the thing that will come out, and I thought was interesting, was he kind of, first of all, he slid into Lauren's DMs to hook up with her. After all this Bachelor stuff, he ended up sliding into a girl's DMs. And the fact that he kind of seemed to bridge the gap. He did the straddle of, I want to make sure Lauren's back into this before I break up with Becca. And I thought that was interesting. And he kind of admitted that himself last night.
What was the awkward moment?
The awkward moment, honestly, was the proposal.
Oh, okay.
That was the awkward moment. The audience, it was a really weird vibe last night, a very weird vibe on the live show. I'm usually it's usually easy to read my audience and feed off the audience, and I know where my hits are going to come and my punchlines. And last night, everything was just off. Nobody really knew how to act and react to everything. They weren't sure if they were happy for Ari and Lauren to be engaged in the proposal. It was like a smattering of applause. It was really odd. It was a very different feel. Usually the ring comes out and everybody's gasping and applauding and it's loud, and there wasn't that overwhelming love last night when they proposed. It was really interesting.
Would you rather have what played out this time, or the traditional, hey, everybody happily ever after, engagement, love, and no drama?
I think you have to have it all. And this is what people are it's interesting that people are angry. And honestly, when people are angry, it just means they care. And it means they're watching, and it means they're into it, and it means they relate, and it struck a chord. I don't think it's disingenuous to have a show every time where you just have this beautiful proposal on a beach and everybody lives happily ever after. It's just not life. That's not the way it goes. And one thing I love about this show is it's never been predicated on the fact that it guarantees success. That's not realistic. And so I think you have to have the good with the bad, and sometimes it's not pretty. And I still stick by the decision to show that. And everyone was a little up in arms. I'm still getting beaten up by,
I know.
You showed this. And I said, well, you can't just show the happy stuff. That's just not how the world works.
But Chris, this is what I didn't understand. That was the real in reality, and you were showing that, and then you get criticized because you're actually showing something that doesn't feel like it's staged or scripted, or that feels like cameras are on you. That's what I loved about it. I'd love to see more of that stuff.
Look, the people that yell the loudest are those that watch the most, and so I'm never really worried about the criticism. And as long as we've done something, I believe in and I can stand up for, and I do. I believe in that. And yeah, sometimes it's raw and it's personal and it's too much, but that's again, They know that. They signed up for this. They know they're on camera. And, I like the real raw stuff. I like to see how Ari reacted and how Becca handled herself. Because, in all honesty, it's what made her and what will make her a great bachelorette. In that moment, she showed grace and dignity and poise. And, yeah, she was sad, but I thought she held herself together as a very strong woman, and she's going to be a great bachelorette. And so the reason we're all tied into her in her story now is because of what we saw. So, again, to me, it was all good storytelling, and it was a part of the show.
If I give you over-under, Ari and Lauren, if I give you like 18 months, you taking the over or the under?
I'll take the over. I'm a hopeless, optimist and romantic, and I figure, honestly, Dan, why the hell not?
I'm going to go under.
It's so easy. It's so easy to say no. It's so easy to say someone's going to break up because guess what? Law of averages, they're going to. That your neighbor is, your parents are, your friends. That's life. The percentage of people don't make it. It's hard to make it in a relationship and make it down the aisle and make a marriage work. I know. Believe me, I'm not throwing any stones in this glass house. But so I say, why not? Why not everyone just support them for a little bit and see how they do?
I think he may end up with Becca again.
Oh, God. You just gave me a heart attack. I gotta let this one wash off for a little bit.
And by the way, Chris said he was going to drop Passion Bucket, and he did. I said that he can host this show. I can bring the Danettes to Los Angeles if you're in New York, or you want to do a home field advantage with my man cave here in Milford, Connecticut. It's up to you. So you let us know when you want to come in and host the program.
We're definitely going to work this out. I think some sort of a road show. I would love to get out east as soon as you guys get rid of your polar vortex. We'll make this work, or we just do it at Pebble next year. We'll figure it out.
Okay, but you, if you would like to, we can do it in New York. Whenever you come in there, give us a heads up, and we'll make that happen.
Maybe a simulcast from Jim Nance's backyard.
Oh man, that was. Have you been there, Chris?
I have not. Jim is a friend, and he's invited me several times when we're in Pebble, and I've never made it over.
Go.
I've never seen the green.
No, you got to go.
But, he told me the story about getting married on the 7th green at Pebble, and now he has a replica in his backyard. And I just want to dive into his wine cellar.
Well, he's got the speakers there. He's got these Sonos speakers, and then he'll use his phone and uses the app, and you get that Masters theme music. And so it's playing.
Is it his voice, though? Does he call his own shots in his backyard?
Yeah, he was doing play-by-play while we're hitting these wedge shots. And the green is a replica of the par 3 at par 3 7th. And then we got to go to the wine cellar. He's given us wine as we're there. Jim Nance has got it down, man. He's living a pretty good life there.
He has beaten the world. He has figured it all out.
He's figured it out. Chris, thanks. And we hope to see you soon. Let us know when you come this way. We'd love to have you in studio.
Guys, thanks for the love. Always appreciate it. And just know that Dan Nation is strong. I have heard from them all this morning.
Thank you, Chris.
See you guys.
That's Chris Harris, Passion Bucket.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.